Think solitude is a curse? No, it's the ultimate weapon of the Stoic warrior. In a world of illusions, where everyone wears masks of joy and lives off others' validations, solitude is seen as a sign of weakness. You're afraid of having no one to talk to, afraid of having no one's meaningless likes or shares, but you don't realize that in silence, true power is born. Modern society taught you that success only comes when you're surrounded by a crowd. You believe that the more friends you have, the more likes you gather on social media, the more valuable you are. But that's just a sweet trap, killing your free will. Look in the mirror and admit you're drowning in an ocean of emotional dependence. These lies keep you trapped in an endless cycle of superficial connections and emotional reliance. You can't discover your true potential because you're terrified to face yourself alone. Yet ancient philosophers knew that only through solitude can one find real strength. Solitude is not a mark of frailty, but a deliberate choice of the strong to cultivate resilience and self-reliance. It's time you wake up and realize that your greatest power lies within. You're being deceived every second, fooled into believing that success comes only when you're surrounded by a crowd. That's a sweet con, keeping you in a vortex of shallow relationships and emotional dependency. Face it, you're stuck in a maze of illusions you spun yourself. The truth is, you're terrified of solitude. You shiver at the thought of confronting yourself without anyone around to distract you. But if you can't face being alone, how can you ever unearth your true strength? Socrates once said, "To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom." You can't know yourself while chasing external validation. Society tells you isolation is failure. Look again at the Stoic masters, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. They knew that only in solitude could true wisdom and strength be found. While the masses chased illusions, they chose to step back and confront their deepest selves. These lies keep you trapped in an endless loop of emotional dependency. You can't find your true potential because you're scared to look in the mirror alone. Yet ancient philosophers knew only through solitude can one find real strength. Wake up and realize your greatest power lies within. Enter the realm of the ancients, where solitude wasn't just a choice, it was the crucible where legends were forged. The Stoics, the titans of philosophy, embraced solitude not as an escape, but as a battleground for the mind. Look at Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled not just with power, but with wisdom rooted in solitude. His meditations, written in the quiet of his own thoughts, scream with clarity. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. This was no accidental scribble. It was a manifesto, a declaration of war against the chaos of external noise. Then there's Seneca, who stood in the shadows of power yet chose to walk his own path in the silence of self-reflection. He wrote letters that challenged the very fabric of societal norms. It is not that we have so little time, but that we waste so much of it. Seneca knew that in solitude he could wield time like a weapon, crafting thoughts that cut deeper than any sword. Society feeds you lies, whispers that solitude is a sign of failure. But the Stoics knew better. They saw isolation as an ally, a confidant that revealed truths obscured by the crowd's clamor. They didn't fear silence, they craved it. In every moment of solitude, they found strength and wisdom. It wasn't about running from reality. It was about confronting it head-on with sharpened mental armor. They understood that solitude wasn't a curse but a choice, a deliberate decision to strip away distractions and face their inner battles. The truth? Solitude is where the strong are sculpted into warriors who need no validation from the world. The Stoics teach us to transform loneliness into an opportunity for growth and mastery over oneself. If you dare to step into this ancient truth, you'll discover that solitude isn't your enemy, it's your greatest ally. It's time to stop fearing what makes you uncomfortable and embrace what makes you powerful. It's time to stop playing games. It's time to stop hiding from your shadow and confront the raw reality. You want to be strong? Then listen carefully. You must embrace solitude, not as a burden, but as a battlefield where the true self is forged. Cut the noise. Disconnect from the digital shackles that bind you to mediocrity. The first step is simple yet brutal. Throw yourself into the silence. Set aside a specific time every single day where you unplug from the chaos. I don't care if it's 10 minutes or 10 hours, make it happen. You'll squirm at first, your mind itching for distraction, but that's just weakness leaving your body. Next, reflect on what truly matters. In this digital age of endless scrolling and superficial browsing, you need laser focus. Face your goals, your values, and rip apart any illusions of what you think you need. You don't need likes, you don't need followers, you need purpose. Then comes the hardest part. Resist the urge for external validation like it's a poison, because it is. Every like, every comment, every share, they are the chains keeping you tied to your weakness. Cut them loose. Break free from the prison of public opinion. This isn't going to be comfortable. Growth never is. But let me tell you something. Real change comes from discomfort. The Stoics knew this truth. They embraced it like warriors stepping into battle unarmed, except for their minds. You will face resistance not just from others, but from within yourself. Your mind will scream for the easy path, to go back to the comfort of being surrounded by noise and distraction. Ignore it. Remember this: solitude is not isolation, it's liberation. A chance to confront who you are without the crutch of others' opinions. So do it now. Embrace solitude intentionally and become the architect of your destiny. This isn't just about finding peace, it's about building power. Accept this challenge and you'll emerge as something more than ordinary. A force no longer shackled by society's illusions. Alone in the crowd, you're not isolated. You're the unstoppable force of nature. Listen closely. Society tells you that you need others to succeed, to feel worth. But that's just a sophisticated trap, a sweet lie keeping you in the vortex of emotional dependency. Here's the hard truth. Solitude isn't your enemy, it's your strongest ally. In every moment of solitude, the ancient Stoics found unshakable strength and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, wrote Meditations in the silence of his own soul. Those words weren't accidental. They were a manifesto of war against chaos and external noise. The brutal truth is, society has deceived you into believing you need others around to feel complete. But look at Stoics like Seneca, who knew that in silence he could wield time like a weapon, crafting thoughts sharper than any sword. Do this now. Embrace solitude intentionally and become the architect of your destiny. This isn't just about finding peace, it's about building power. Accept this challenge and you'll emerge as something more than ordinary. A force no longer shackled by society's illusions.